Hey guys, welcome to Chapter 3 From Hunters to Gatherers. In this chapter, we are going to answer the question, how did the development of agriculture change daily life in the Neolithic Age? The terms to know are Paleolithic Age, Neolithic Age, Fertile Crescent, Çatalhöyük, domestic, agriculture, trade, nomad, and resource. Over thousands of years, early humans discovered and learned how to farm. This period of time is known as the Stone Age, which got its name from the stone tools prehistoric people made and used. The first part of the Stone Age is known as the Old Stone Age or Paleolithic Age. During this time, people got food by roaming from place to hunt animals and collect berries and seeds. These people were known as nomads. Around 8000 BCE, people began learning how to raise animals and grow crops. This period is known as the New Stone Age, or Neolithic Age. This important advance allowed people to settle in one area, eventually building permanent shelters. During the Paleolithic Age, which began about 2 million years ago, people were hunters and gatherers, collecting seeds from plants and hunting animals. They traveled often following their own food supply. The Neolithic Age started around 8000 BCE and lasted until 3000 BCE. During this time, people learned skills such as tool making and farming. This allowed people to settle in one area. People learned how to make tools out of metal instead of stone, and farming took place in places around the world such as Europe, Africa, Asia, and the Americas. Many Neolithic settlements were located in the Fertile Crescent, where the land was a good place to grow crops. People built towns such as Jericho, Çatalhöyük, and Jarmo. During the Paleolithic Age, people hunted, which was extremely dangerous, often leading to injury and death. Eventually, people learned they could plant seeds and grow their own crops instead of just gathering plants. They also learned how to domesticate or train animals, which provided meat and milk and help with labor, allowing people to be more productive. During the Paleolithic Age, people known as nomads lived in caves or tent-like structures, which were temporary shelters. In the Neolithic Age, people used mud bricks, stones, and branches to build permanent shelters. They had high walls, an opening to enter the house, and floors which contained pits lined with clay, which they used to boil water and cook food. During Paleolithic times, groups of 20 to 60 people would wander from place to place in search of food. In the Neolithic Age, when people grew their own food and settled in permanent shelters, the population grew. They eventually developed communities and began to work together. They divided up the work. Some would grow crops, others built houses and made tools. They also built strong walls to their community to protect their community from invaders. Having a sense of community made their lives more comfortable and safe. With farms providing a steady supply of food, people began to develop more skills such as weavers, basket makers, tool makers, and traders. Neolithic people didn't only have to survive, they wanted to make their surroundings and themselves more beautiful. The growth of trade began in the Neolithic Age. People from certain villages would trade with others, acquiring the resources they lacked. Some items that were traded included flint, obsidian, ore, and hematite. This also brought people in contact with people from distant places, which helped them spread knowledge and ideas throughout the world. Here's an image of some of the ancient items people would trade. So let's recap this chapter. We learned how the development of farming changed people's lives between the Paleolithic and Neolithic Age. We learned how a stable food supply allowed people to settle in one area and build communities. And finally, we learned that living in communities allowed people to improve their lives by learning new skills, creating new jobs, and trading for resources they lacked.